I'm sorry. This right here is why I believe nothing. Everything is fake. Everything is fake. She won Country Album of the Year? Bro.
Some people have a problem with Beyonce winning Album of the Year and winning the Country Album of the Year. Let's talk about it. Hey people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video, we want to really dive into some people really hating on Beyonce winning Album of the Year, Country Album of the Year, and the Grammys that we just had a couple of days ago. And this has struck an entire conversation. So a couple of people, especially white creators on TikTok, are out here really like crashing out literally because Beyonce won Album of the Year over Billie Eilish and the others in the category, and also Beyonce winning the Country Album of the Year, talking about how Beyonce was not even nominated for the CMA award and yet she won Album of the Year in the Grammys. And for me, it's a very interesting conversation because if you know, Beyonce has been nominated multiple times for Album of the Year and she has not won, and even though she has had an amazing year and some of those nominations and yet never won, and it was given to people that probably are new artists or we've never even heard about, okay? But now that she has won it, then some people have an issue with it. For me, I find this really interesting. So we're going to see some of the creators that had issues and what they had issues is, because some of them claim that Jay-Z bought the award for her and all that. So we're going to hear their complaint and then people's reaction to this entire conversation. But let me know what you think about the Grammys, if you've been watching the Grammys lately, and what you think about Beyonce winning the Album of the Year and also the Country Album of the Year. So let's go check out this video and then we'll come back and talk more.
First of all, Beyonce is a terrible actor. We know that shit's rigged. Oh my god, I won. Come on. Second, if I can find a clip later, I will put it up. Did you see the look on Billie's face? That was tears of frustration. She was frustrated. Because it's like, what the Beyonce has enough. She has enough credentials. And I was sitting there thinking, oh, it's gonna be Chaperone, probably Charlie XCX, or Billie. And then, of course, they call Beyonce. The look on Billie's face just really said it all. And this is not hate. I love that there's black representation in country music now.
Really?
I really do. But with how insanely popular Brat was, Hit Me Hard and Soft was, and Midwest Princess was, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. Don't get me wrong. I used to love Beyonce. I loved, and I still do love everything that she stands for. And I love that she is a beacon to so many black women out there. And I think that that is so amazing. But it will never, ever, ever sit right with me that she supposedly is for all of this liberation, but she has not said a word about Pally and has backed that happening, has backed the of thousands of innocent people, children.
Come on, girl. Get your facts straight.
She actually physically backed it.
How?
And like I said, she's a billionaire. She hoards resources. She hoards money. She doesn't redistribute her wealth like she should. If she did, she wouldn't be a billionaire. If she did, her community wouldn't be struggling as much. So I don't have respect for Beyonce anymore. I'm sorry. She's too powerful. She has too much money. She has too much influence, and she doesn't need any more awards. With that being said, side note, I have to throw this in there. The Quincy Jones tribute was my absolute favorite part, and I will not accept a Grammys that is not in February from this day forward, period. Thank you so much.
I'm just gonna come right out and say it.
Wow.
Beyonce winning Album of the Year after Jay-Z stood up on that stage the year before and moaned and complained that she has all these Grammys, she has the most Grammys ever, has never won Album of the Year. It's giving, I donate all this money to this school just for my child to be benched in every single game. If you don't play my child, I'm going to withdraw all my donation. That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. I will never Last year, I wasn't going to forgive the Grammys for giving Victoria Monet newest artist of the year over Noah Khan.
What?
Okay, I've gotten over that since then. Victoria Monet seems like a very wonderful lady. Okay, but to give Beyonce Album of the Year, okay, when you had Billie Eilish, Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, Taylor Swift, those are the only other ones that I cared about. Sorry, I'm forgetting everybody else. And to give her Country Album of the Year when she didn't win a single country music award this year.
Lord.
Not a single one. It's blasphemy.
Okay.
You're telling me over Lainey Reeves? I'm missing people's names right now. Chris
Because you can have
Stapleton?
your facts, girl.
I mean, Post Malone's album was even better than... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The Beehive's gonna come for me, but I don't care. I've been staying quiet about it for too long. Pisses me off. And don't even get me started. I love me some Kendrick Lamar. But you're telling me that a diss track that wasn't even that serious won song and record of the year? He swept for a diss track. It was funny for the first time. I was like, hee hee ha ha. Drake is probably somewhere pissed right now, but then to win another one after literally all of the girlies have been slaying all year. Slaying all year. He doesn't win one, but he wins two. He ends up winning 5.
I shade in black artists.
And the fact that they had to emphasize, voted on by the 13,000 members of they have never emphasized that like so much before. And every single award up until this year, I've never heard them say, as voted on by the 13,000 members at the give me a break.
Girl, breathe.
Jay-Z must be
Girl,
stopped.
breathe.
Another thing? I'm not even done.
Okay.
What a coincidence that the biggest awards of the evening, his wife wins, and the person that he chose for the Super Bowl halftime show this year. Also, I'm done. I said what I needed to say.
4 black women have won Album of the Year. 4. In the history of the entire show. And the Grammys started in 1959. And before last night, the last time a black woman won the award was in 1999. Let's do a quick history lesson, shall we? In 1992, Natalie Cole was the first black woman to win Album of the Year for her album Unforgettable with Love. 2 years later, in 1994, Whitney Houston won Album of the Year for the Bodyguard original soundtrack. And then 5 years later, in 1999, Lauryn Hill won Album of the Year for The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. And then there was a small gap of 26 years. Then finally, after being previously nominated in the category 4 times before, on February 2nd, 2025, Beyonce won Album of the Year for Cowboy Carter, making her the 4th black woman to ever win the award in the history of the Grammys. So just a quick recap, in the 66-year history of the Grammy Awards, only these 4 women have won Album of the Year.
Look, I don't even care about the Grammys. I never watched it. But tell me why it is hilarious to see that the power of Beyonce is dying out. So apparently she won Best Country Album. And I will say, like 10 years ago, when Beyonce won something, you'd see the internet in an uproar celebrating her, the beehive out there going crazy. And I know it's my algorithm, but tell me why it is amazing to see that people are fighting against Beyonce. Because at one point she was untouchable and no one ever thought she would get to a point where people are rejecting her the way they are. So I'm not going to give my 2 cents on whether she deserved it or not, because to be quite frankly honest, I don't really listen to a whole lot of music. And so it's not even my place to judge what is a good album. And to be honest, Hollywood is completely rigged and we already knew that. But I'm just happy to see that the Beehive's power is no longer what it was 10 years ago. That means society is waking up and not following Hollywood anymore. That's just my opinion. Again, I'm not going to say anything about the Grammys or who deserves it, who doesn't deserve it, because again, I don't really listen to music. But it's just kind of cool to see that people are advocating against following the Beehive and never questioning what she does.
If she did, her community wouldn't be struggling as much.
It's getting weird. It's getting
Exactly.
weird. The direction, the criticism, it's getting weird, and we're doing this during Black History Month. I don't get it. I'm exiting from the chat because if I make a comment, my page is gonna get reported again.
To give her country album of the year when she didn't win a single country music award this year.
Jesus Christ on a cracker.
In 2007, the Chicks won 5 Grammys: Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Country Performance of the Year, Country Album of the Year, and Album of the Year. I want you to guess how many CMA awards they were nominated for that year. I'll wait while you Google it. 0. 2017, Sturgill Simpson won Country Album of the Year at the Grammys and was nominated for Album of the Year. 0 CMA nominations. In fact, he's never had one to this day. In 2020, Tanya Tucker, who if I offered $50 to most country music fans these days, could not sing a single line of Two Sparrows and a Hurricane. Won Country Song of the Year at the Grammys. 0 CMA nominations. How could an album that swept at the Grammys not be nominated for a single CMA? That same album, that country music refused to play on the radio. Refused to play on the radio, wouldn't nominate for their awards. It's almost like there was a reason. The truth is that the CMAs that did that to the Chicks back in 2007 are the same CMAs that snubbed Cowboy Carter this year. It's like the country music good old boys club, which is why you see the exact same people nominated for Entertainer of the Year, Female Vocalist of the Year, every single year. It is significantly easier for a country music artist to win a CMA than a Grammy. It's a concentrated award ceremony, okay? It's easier. When somebody wins a country music award at the Grammys that they didn't even get nominated for at the CMAs, that should tell you something. One of those award ceremonies is more legitimate, my dear. It's not the CMAs.
Track that wasn't even that serious.
To you.
Song
To you.
and record of the he swept. He swept
As
for
he
a
should.
diss track. It was funny for the first time.
I was just like,
Drake is probably somewhere pissed right now, but then to win another one after literally all of the girlies have been slaying all year. Slaying.
So, did y'all notice what all the artists that she had an issue with winning had in common? And all the artists that she feel like should have won had in common? Every artist she had a problem with winning was black. Was black, no matter their talent. And every artist that she named that should have won was white. Taylor Swift. Listen, I know that the Swifties love Taylor, and I know that she puts on a spectacular show, but the talent is not. I'm not even gonna get into that with y'all. But I just want us all to be mindful. They are literally losing their fucking minds about Beyonce winning. And to say that you are mad that Victoria Monet won new art. Have y'all heard Black Panther? If you have not heard, what? Victoria Monet's songs give you that head scratch. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. Maybe it's just a thing people with ADHD get. Maybe it's like finally some endorphins. I don't know. But her music does that. And then you're saying that Jay-Z bought Beyonce the win. So why they didn't buy it before? They could have been bought it. They could have been bought it. Why they invited the CMAs? And to say, oh, she didn't win at the CMAs, so how could she win at the Grammys? I don't know. Racism. Have you heard of her? You're showing it. It's like, no matter who wins what, if it is a primarily white category, if it's a white person in the category and a black person wins over that white person, they are in arms. They are losing their shit. Last year, when a white band, a white non-Jamaican band, won for the reggae category,
nobody said
crickets. They weren't mad at that. They didn't come out saying like, "Oh my God, this is so unfair. This is so unfair. How could a non-Jamaican white band win Reggae Artist of the Year?" Nothing.
Please go down in the comment section and let me know what you think about Beyonce winning Album of the Year and also winning the Country Artist of the Year, Country Album of the Year. Please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. But please, as always, be respectful. As always, here on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free and share your thoughts. So here's my own take, is that most of the people that are out here like really uproar about Beyonce winning the album of the year, especially album of the year and country album or country category of the year. They are mostly white, and most of them it's just coming from, I feel personally it's coming from a place of bitter, because if you know Beyonce, I'm a big fan of Beyonce's work, and I love one thing. I'm not that type of person that follows celebrity or like crazy about celebrity. But Beyonce is one artist that you know she puts in the work, up from creativity, the song, the writing, the performance. She puts in the work. She's not just one of those artists that things are just being slapped on and on. She's very intentional about her work. And if you know me personally, that is the direction I am moving with my life, being very intentional, including with work, with family, with my entire life. And that is what she is, especially when it comes to work. I don't know her personally. I don't know her personal life, but she's very intentional and her work shows for it. And people getting angry that, oh, she won Album of the Year over. Remember when Kanye West went to snatch the mic off Taylor Swift, when Taylor Swift won Album of the Year rather than Beyonce, when nobody has even heard of Taylor Swift at that time. Yes, Taylor Swift is one of the biggest artists right now in the world, but at that time, when Taylor Swift won over Beyonce, everybody was talking about Kanye West, but nobody was saying that who is this new girl that is winning over Beyonce that had an amazing hair. Beyonce has been nominated for that category for a long time and still didn't get the award. So when people talk about how Jay-Z has bought it and all that, if they've bought it, then why? And saying, oh, she faked her reaction and all that, and that she already knew she was winning, that's why she came. Beyonce actually stopped coming to the Grammy Award for years, and she started coming to the Grammy Award until recently. So that just, for me personally, our work really shows for it. And then when they talk about winning the country album of the year, like, are we really having that conversation? We all know how the country genre did not even, or Academy did not even want to accept Cowboy Carter. And the fact that a lot of people still don't understand, and a lot of people still don't know the history of country album and still think country album is for white people, because now it is like really saturated by white artists, and they feel like it's black. Country music is a southern genre for black people, and it's owned by black people. Black people started that genre. So it's really like, I just feel like when things like this happen, when it's been saturated by white folks, people lose the origin of it, and the people. And this is why, like, I am so happy that Beyonce won the award, because I feel like that just making a lot of black people to realize that even though we are being pushed out of something we originated, something that starts from the black community, that we should not just stay quiet, stay short and all that. We should do like a little part of pushback, because that's exactly what Beyonce did. Beyonce, they didn't allow her to be on the stage of the CMA. They talk shit about her, how she can, and she said, you know what, if you people are going to yap about me and country music, why I'm from Texas, I'm from a black lineage, then I'm going to drop a country album that's going to like, and that hits Cowboy Carter. I've not listened to country music for a very long time, but you see, Cowboy Carter is something I put on replay every single day, and nobody can tell me. And then when we talk about album of the year, Beyonce have the tour of the year with Renaissance. So what are we even talking about? Like, what are we even talking about? Like, okay, I understand Billie Eilish had an amazing year, but Sabrina Carpenter, yeah, she has a couple of songs here and there, amazing here too. But with Beyonce, the Beyonce, come on, guys. I just feel like this is just a lot of hate that after all these years, she's getting the recognition that she deserves. The sun is coming out. But yeah, let me know what you think about this conversation and what you think. Do you think Beyonce deserved the award? Do you think that another artist should win? Do you think Beyonce deserves album of the year and the country album of the year? Let me know your own take down in the comment section. But please, as always, be respectful. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that'll be you supporting this channel and this guy here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.